Hello, my name is Daniel Felix. I am the Director of Imaging Services. As you all know, we belong to the community's only standalone organization that does not belong to a network. This strategic plan I am about to propose requires changes at a department level, which if executed properly will result in positive effects throughout the entire organization. The first step I took in understanding the current state of our organization was conducting a SWOT analysis. This analysis helped to identify our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. As you may know, our strengths include a healthy market share, an established electronic medical record system, and strong community support. Our opportunities include joint ventures with local radiology groups, a growing provider network, and sadly, an increase in cancer rates in the nation. Our threats and weaknesses include a reduction in reimbursement, increased competition from other hospitals, an aging workforce, and high employee turnover. Early on in this process, it became evident that threats to hospitals across the country were not as unique as I once thought. Many hospitals face similar challenges as healthcare is changing from a fee-for-service model to one that incentivizes quality and preventative care. What is clear is that as a standalone organization, securing our financial well-being is paramount to our long-term existence. Due to this analysis, I identified two key elements that are vital to the financial health of our organization. They are employee turnover rates and patient volumes. So the goals are to, number one, reduce employee turnover, and number two, increase market share in our community. Although these two strategic goals sound rather simple, they both require a set of strategic initiatives that will require 100% commitment from all of you in order to improve our overall finances and secure our future as an organization for years to come. The reason this affects every single one of us is that without working together to make necessary changes, all of our jobs may be at risk. As I began formulating an action plan, I needed to make sure it addressed the needs of all of our stakeholders. The key stakeholders I identified were patients, staff, both professional and technical, organizational leaders, and the community as a whole. The groups of people required to execute this strategy are the leadership team and the entire staff. The leadership team will be asked to commit to training resources for the staff on how to make better hiring choices. Hours need to be allotted, training personnel need to be dedicated, and leadership engagement needs to be visible. In turn, the staff will be asked to be fully engaged in the education process. That entails going to training sessions and venturing out of your comfort zone by becoming fully involved in the interview processes. The reason I have selected this action plan is because it highlights the value we place on our most important resource, the people. This plan allows me to incorporate a feedback control method which allows me to set strategic goals, monitor progress, and provide feedback. This method, tied into the strategic action plan, will consist of four main parts. First, we will secure resources to provide adequate training on how to improve our hiring practices. This training will be provided to every single staff member so that peer interviews are as effective as possible. Clear expectations on how these interviews should be conducted will be communicated and made available to every staff member. Second, we will establish key milestones. Examples of these milestones are securing training resources, scheduling training sessions, and launching a fully functional peer interview process. The third component of this method includes comparing our progress to established benchmarks. Depending on the specialty, national turnover rates can range from 5% to 30% or higher, a staggering statistic to say the least. This rate will be updated on a monthly basis so that the final element of this plan can be exercised. This final element is making necessary changes to improve efficiencies or effectiveness. These efforts will result in better candidates being hired, which in turn will create more advancement opportunities. These foundational changes will create a positive cycle of satisfaction. More advancement opportunities will lead to higher wages and a more satisfying career, both of which will show in better service. That will lead to increased patient satisfaction scores. At the end of this strategy, the goals we identified when we began will be realized. Employees will be more likely to stay, and patients will be more likely to come. Thank you.